This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Friday, August 4th, 2023. I'm Kate Sharon. A proposed multi-neighborhood project in Bloomington could create 6,000 units of diversified housing for a city strapped for affordable and available housing. However, the land in question presents environmental and planning challenges for the development poised to be the largest proposal of its kind in the city's recent memory. The initial proposal would create 5 new neighborhoods with between 4,450 to 6,000 units in total. Housing types would include everything from single-family homes to a potential 10-story apartment building, which would be the tallest in Bloomington. Bloomington Planning and Transportation Director Scott Robinson said this project will help fill a need the city is asking for.
A lot of our market right now is largely rental market, focused mostly towards Indiana University students, but there is needs for other housing in the community, so we're really looking to make sure that this proposal is very diverse in the types of housing it's offering.
Robinson said the number of units and stories will likely be pared down and will be reflected in an updated proposal at the next meeting on August 14th. However, he said this plan will still address the very big issue of housing availability in the city. The Plan Commission's staff report says this development is important since the city has few large undeveloped lots left. Clarksville leaders are celebrating after the town was selected as the preferred location for a new Southern Indiana Conference Center. Town leaders say the conference center aligns with their vision to transition South Clarksville from a former industrial site to a walkable community with retail, restaurants, parks, and other recreation. A study commissioned by Clark and Floyd County's tourism marketing organization, So In Tourism, and conducted by Johnson Consulting found the new South Clarksville development area would push the project faster with lower cost. Salem-based Mid-Southern Bancorp Incorporated announced plans to voluntarily delist its common stock from the NASDAQ stock market. IIB's Alex Brown has more.
The parent of Mid-Southern Savings Bank said its board of directors made the decision, quote, based on the conclusion that the significant costs and regulatory compliance burden outweigh the benefits of remaining an SEC reporting NASDAQ-listed company, end quote. Mid-Southern intends to file a notification of removal from listing with the SEC on August 14th, which is also expected to be its last trading day on the NASDAQ. After being delisted, the bank expects its common stock will be quoted on the OTCQX market beginning August 15th, retaining the ticker symbol MSVB. Additionally, Mid-Southern also intends to deregister its common stock with the SEC and plans to file a certification and notice of termination from registration on August 24th. The company's obligation to file periodic reports with the SEC will then be suspended, and the deregistration will become effective 90 days after the filing. The bank said it will continue to provide stockholders with an annual report containing audited consolidated financial statements. Quarterly interim financial information will be posted to the company's website. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
For 25 years, we've had the honor of telling the story of Indiana business. More than 1,300 shows, 8,000 interviews. We've traveled from Valparaiso to Versailles, Fort Wayne to Fort Branch, and everywhere in between. And we are just getting started. Our team is passionate about Indiana business because your story is worth telling. Join us every week as we travel the state to bring you Indiana's story. Inside Indiana Business, 25 years and counting.
15 Midwest Duke Energy line workers are preparing to show off their skills in the International Linemen's Rodeo this fall. The line workers advanced from competition at Duke Energy's Midwest Linemen's Rodeo in Plainfield last weekend. The rodeo events allow line workers to demonstrate daily skills they use to restore power for customers. The Sherman-Mitten Bridge, also known as the Kentucky Approach Bridge, will be opening back up for traffic next Monday after being closed since July 27th. It was closed after a bridge bearing supporting the upper deck had a problem. The bridge will reopen with 2 eastbound lanes and 1 westbound lane on both the lower and upper decks. Indiana and Kentucky transportation departments work together to fix the issue and will monitor it going forward. The Daviess County Economic Development Corporation has named Robert Grew as its new executive director. Grew established and managed the Vermilion Rise Megapark as executive director of the Newport Chemical Depot Reuse Authority. Pacers Sports and Entertainment Vice President Danny Lopez is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Kate Sharon for Inside Indiana Business, Radio on Demand.